Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Man, We're Too Old for This, here on the Nerdturnal Network. I'm your host, the experience that some call Jason, and with me today is...
Blurred Dawn of the Veil, and the person most likely to hit a zombie in the head with a spiked bat, the Todd Father.
CDO-113, the droid you're looking for, and I look forward to this game too.
Oh, I thought the and was going to be introducing me. Now I'm kind of sad. The token, it's zombies, baby. Tarky.
And today we are talking about Back 4 Blood, from the creators of Left 4 Dead. They've apparently given up on Valve ever doing Left 4 Dead 3, so they said screw it, they'll do it themselves. With, a little bit of help from like Warner Brothers Interactive or some little company like that.
Some little company. That's like saying, yeah, that small delivery company, Amazon.
If you've played Left 4 Dead and liked it, you're probably going to like Back 4 Blood. Me, the Token, and the Todd Father here have played a little bit of it during the early access that they had last weekend as of the recording, 2 weekends ago, at least as of this going live, if not 3. Gotta do better just scheduling the job. Anyway. So the weekend of like the 13th of August, the open beta starts. So anybody can get on Steam, or there's some kind of way to do it on the consoles, but I'm PC Master Race, so the weekend of the 13th you can get on and give it a try, and I highly recommend it. But
yeah, it's zombie killing fun that we pretty much took out all of Saturday, this past Saturday, playing it.
I had played it before I got you over here. I had played it for like a half hour the day I downloaded it. I literally downloaded it like right after we'd recorded that Thursday. And played it for a little half hour just to make sure it was working, When we wrapped up Saturday, Steam was telling me I'd put 8 hours into the thing.
Yep.
So that means me and you were playing it like 7.5 hours.
Yep. Like I said, we killed a day with the Joker.
Mm-hmm. Taylor, how much did you get into it?
I only put 4.5 hours into it, mostly because I could not stand parts of the game. Those parts, of course, being the AI is just ridiculously stupid when they're in control of a player bot is stupid. They're just not useful. And oddly enough, I couldn't use any internal comm system. I didn't really see one. There's a system to ping stuff, but no one was chatting on any kind of internal comms. So I just have 3 randos who had no coordination in a game that's all about coordination.
Now, there was one game me and Todd were playing, one match, or whatever you want to call it, that there was one guy that you'd occasionally hear him cough or say something. So there's some kind of way to set up, to use your headset to talk.
Then I just continuously got in matches with people that just did not want to talk.
Yeah, well,
which is a problem in this game. Yeah.
Yeah, this dude never talked, but you remember that one jackass that we had? This was an actual person. That you'd be sitting up at the beginning of the level and you trying to arm your dude up and get the shit you need, and the bastard would just show up, he would show up late and then show up and just open the damn door.
Yep. It took him forever to load in, and he'd run over to the chest just real quick and then go to the door and open it while everybody else was still hunched over the chest. It wasn't that guy, it was somebody else that did that when that one level where we were starting in the restaurant. I come out of the menu and there's just zombies flooding into the safe room.
Yeah, it's like, holy shit, what kind of idiot?
That's when that person gets fragged.
I tried to boot one person, but I don't really know how it worked. I hit to boot them, but it didn't do nothing. So it may have been that everybody had to do it.
And if you play on any difficulty other than easy, you can just shoot them.
Oh, really?
Oh, on medium and hard, or nightmare, whatever the hardest one is. Yeah, friendly fire is 33%, and then like 60 or 70% damage.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm not sure there is friendly fire on the easy.
No, on easy, it tells you shot them, but it doesn't.
Oh yeah, they fuss about it.
Because I played 1 or 2 on the easy to get like knowledge on the map and be like, okay, this is the key stuff. Because like the objectives don't change for the 8 stages that are available in early access.
You have the person come up, oh look, it's a good piece of weaponry, and they snatch it, even though you sitting there, with nothing. I think it would be more fun playing it with friends than it is jumping in the thing where you got a bunch of fucking randos.
Yeah, that's why I'm excited. That's why I'm probably going to play more once the beta is open, and I can like grab some friends and be like, "Hey guys, let's play this."
Is there a single player option for this game?
There's going to be an offline mode. It is not active as of the open beta. I mean, as of the the early access beta, it was not available yet.
Okay.
Yeah, because the early access stuff is them wanting to check all of their online and the multiplayer. They don't care about the single player. Now, that's not the developers not caring. That's Warner Brothers doesn't care.
Mm-hmm.
Warner Brothers isn't going to make money off the single player. Warner Brothers is going to make money off of multiplayer and microtransactions.
I would be curious. I would be interested in playing like if the 3 of us all got and played it. Where you didn't have some.
Which on Steam with the friends list, it's easy. It's easy to group up with your buddies if you've got enough of them.
Yeah.
But well, let's jump back and go over the basics. We keep comparing it to Left 4 Dead, and I mean, if you sat down and played this with nobody telling you anything about it or even the name, you would think it was the next Left 4 Dead game.
Yep.
It's still a 4-player team. Each of the characters kind of have their own personality and voice and whatnot. The weapons are a little different. You got a much wider selection of guns, as well as things like scopes and suppressors and compensators and ways you can, modify the gun.
Yep.
Their melee weapons are a little lacking. They're really neat and they're fairly effective. But you've got 4 of them?
Yeah, you got a spiked baseball bat, you got a machete, you got a fire axe, and you got a hatchet.
So I do kind of miss the, frying pans and guitars and just the kind of random crap.
The goofy shit you pick up and knock the hell out.
Mm-hmm. The style of zombie, your kind of baseline walker types, they function about the same. But some of them look all mutated out. It's almost got more of a Resident Evil feel as far as like their type of zombie. They refer to them as ridden, so it almost gives you the impression of having been, some kind of bioweapon or something. The lieutenant types, even in Left 4 Dead, were freaky looking, but their baseline zombies just look like dead people.
Those the longer you play in the game, the more kind of mutated out they're starting to look. Didn't you say you ran into one that had like tentacles coming out of its mouth?
I think so, or instead of its mouth, you've got the ones with the kind of the brain. Their heads starting to look kind of bulgy and brain-like, which is, when you were playing the character that looks like Carlito, once you got splattered with enough blood, I was mistaking you for them occasionally. Because there's one thing they do in this game. Your character will be covered in blood by the end of it.
Yeah, oh hell. Which makes it tricky because hell, I have shot my teammates just because hell I couldn't tell them. It was like shit, bam, oh damn, that was a. But that's just it. You start getting unrecognizable because you're covered in gore.
Yeah.
Yep. They have different lieutenants than Left 4 Dead did. Vast differences. Instead of the boomer, you have the exploder. Totally different.
Yeah. Completely.
It still does the spit thing. I think it still goos you when it explodes. But the explosion is much more dangerous. It's more damage, and it sends you flying, which is annoying when it happens, but I kind of like it.
Yeah.
As you're talking about these different zombies, it reminds me of a book series I've been reading, The Extinction Cycle. And in that, your base zombie, it's people who've been mutated by a virus. And your base ones, they still look human, but they're fucked up. They're more like rabid animals. But the ones that they call the alphas are the ones that, like, if you shoot them, you either get goo on you from the normal ones, or if you shoot an alpha, you got to be careful because sometimes their blood is acidic, or it ignites if there's something around, like a flame around. And I'm sitting there seeing that in my head as you're talking about this, like, oh, somebody's been reading.
I miss the smoker.
Yeah, you don't really have the equivalent of the smoker.
Yeah.
Well, you have essentially the same thing, except instead of it dragging you to it, it locks you in place.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
You do have the one that goos you in place. I'd forgotten about it.
Yeah, the only reason why I say I like the smoker is because, hell, I used to like to hear him cough. You'd be going around, you so shit, it's a smoker around here.
Now you have the what do they call it? The stinger. It moves kind of like the hunter, but it's got 4 arms. And it like shoots spikes at you.
Yeah.
So it's more of a sniper that'll like climb up on things. The crusher is probably the one that I find to be the biggest pain. It's got one big old swole up tentacly arm that picks you up and does, is doing damage.
Yeah. And then you gotta have a stun gun to get loose from his ass.
Yeah, or one of your buddies has got to get you loose. And I think there are some other lieutenants that I've seen in videos, but we never actually ran into them, so I don't know if they're in the game live yet or not. Haven't seen an equivalent of the witch.
Other than the crows.
But you do have piles of crows on bodies that if you startle the crows, they fly off making noise and the horde comes. You've also got, now me and Todd never messed with them, but you have things like barbed wire and razor wire you can throw down. Taylor, did you ever mess around with those?
I tried a couple times, like lock down rooms with it and stuff, but like the reason you guys never mess with it is because it requires a team to coordinate for it to be useful. Just one set of barbed wire will slow down a section, but enough will be streaming in from the other side, from 2 inches to the left of it.
Mm-hmm. So you could block a stairwell. One person could block a stairwell with it, maybe.
Yeah, or like any area that only has one door. If you get into a house and you just put barbed wire in front of the bathroom door and pop in, yeah, you can hold that bathroom door. But like as far as any horde summoning areas, you'd have to have coordination with a full team, and there's just not going to be any of that until you get people
Yeah.
So like a lot of their beta testing stuff isn't. This is what annoys me is it's the open beta testing stuff, but like the things that are going to be frustrating aren't being tested, or aren't being tested in a way that's any usefulness. Because like there's plenty of gameplay options and things to do in the game that you can't discuss with teammates about because no one's talking, so they're not going to get played with. They're not going to get tested at all. A lot of defensive options are just going to be left as however the heck they are when the game comes out because no one's doing them right now.
It sounds like the game's going to have the same problem that Fallout 76 had based on some folks I know that have played it. No,
the game's functional.
Yeah, everything functions fine. I think a big thing is a lot of us, myself included, I'm guilty of this. I didn't really hit the website to look for instructions. It was just, this is Left 4 Dead. This is a spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead. I can just jump into it, and you can just jump into it and start shooting stuff. But I didn't go look up. Well, how does the chat work if I wanted to use it?
Oh, there's chat. You just press enter and you type stuff. I typed to a couple people just fine.
I'm sorry. I meant the voice chat. Because like I said, I know it was there because I heard some dude couldn't quit coughing into his mic, but he was the only person on the team doing anything with the mic. So,
well, that's
I was sitting there complaining about him, and then he started coughing. I was like, "Oh crap, can he hear me?" But I don't think he could. At least he didn't call me out my name if he could.
Jackass is doing this. Oh shit, could he hear?
Yeah, because me and Todd were playing in the same room, so we could coordinate a little bit. But...
Yeah, because I only had 3 people type the entire time I was playing. Like, even type a message of, how do I do this? And then I typed the answer, and that was the only communication.
Yeah, we had, I think it was the guy that opened the door early. I forget. If it wasn't, it was somebody else that played like an idiot. That, ran off ahead and got himself knocked down, and I went and picked him up. And he typed in, thanks, or whatever.
Yeah, against my thing, because, hell, when he ran off like that, I was like, let him die. Good lesson for his ass.
Well, no, it's good to like walk up, pick him up, because then he'll run out and get the next, the next mutation to deal with him.
He was our stalking horse. Send him ahead. All right, they're getting him. Gun him down. Now, Taylor, you had complained about the bots. I didn't notice the bots being particularly dumb.
We did have that one guy get hung in the closet, though. Remember when we were in the house and he had been killed and like you found him in the room, but like he never came out of the room? That
was some kind of clipping problem, I think. Because it's like he got hit by the horde and kind of pushed into that closet with all that, alien goop stuff, growth stuff. Like I said, very Resident Evil vibe for me. And then, once we got him up, it's like he got hung in that stuff and couldn't actually get through the door. Now, once we ran on ahead, the computer eventually just blooped him up there with us. Like it would do in Left 4 Dead, but... other than that, I can't think of any major incidents. I mean, I'm sure they triggered crows at some point or something like that, but...
We had more of a problem with stupid players than we had with stupid bots.
Yeah, truthfully. Though I mean, we had a bot or two in several runs. So,
but aside from that, I do want to cut into the card system or the deck system, should I say?
Oh yeah, that is one of the big changes from Left 4 Dead. Yeah,
at the start of each run, because you start a run, which is for this only Act 1, which is the 8 missions available, and you start somewhere in that run, and you start. And you have a deck of add-on available to you. At the start of each mission, you draw 5, and you select one of those 5 to add on to your character.
Well, if you start well advanced in the mission, sometimes you draw multiple cards.
Yep.
I have jumped into matches where somebody else, done the quick match where they just throw you in with somebody.
Yeah.
Me and Todd did that one time, and we arrived at like the big end fight. To the second part, where you're having to blow up the mine entrance or whatever. Yeah. And when we did that, I got to pick like 5 or 6 cards.
Yep, because Jason goes, oh God, I'm getting a chance to pick a lot of cards. Oh, this isn't gonna be fucked up at all.
It's also got roguelike elements in that you're going on these runs. You've got a limited number of continues.
Yeah.
But you build up points as you go. You can use to, enhance your decks. You've got a wider selection of cards to choose from. And once you got enough of them, I guess you can start tailoring decks. I want to make sure I've got a lot of extra stamina, because stamina is another thing that I think they've added. If you run, your guy gets tired. If you swing your melee weapons, your guy starts to get tired after a while.
In Left 4 Dead, it was just on melee swings to push opponents off had stamina that you'd eventually run low on.
Okay. But in this one, it hits the running, too.
And it drains fast if you have no add-ons.
Right.
And that was always my thing, especially when I was playing a dude look like Carlito. Yeah, I was sticking as much stamina on him as I could, because that was my whole thing. I like taking that damn machete and running up on folks.
I might be wrong, but I think the individual characters have slight tweaks to them.
Yeah, and they give little slight tweaks to the group, too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Your character has a character card, specifically, that helps the allies in some way.
Now, if anybody out there has played the Vermintide games, each individual character doesn't feel as different in play as the characters of Vermintide, where they were like, where it's a fantasy game and they're flat out different classes. You've got your fighters and your mage types. It's not that different. But some of them have, I think, a bump to stamina. I always played Hoffman, and could he carry a little extra equipment or something? I forget exactly what it was. I just picked him because he was an overweight guy with glasses. So
that's why I picked the first black guy I picked. Yeah, was because he got his baseball cap on backwards. Yeah, so that's why I picked him. And then once we jumped in the thing where somebody snagged him, I got this dude looks like Carlito, so he basically looks like Huey from the Boondock. He's got like the big kind of fro and shit like that. The trick with that character, though, is he didn't start with a gun. He started with a machete.
Well, that's the trick. Well, I don't know if you picked him from jump, but anytime you jumped in, if that your character died and you jumped into one of the other bots, They could have been running around with a machine gun, but when you jumped into them, you've just got a melee weapon.
No, the Carlito looking dude. No, when you pick him, at the start of things, yeah, he just has a machete.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I would play Mom, and she starts with a sawed-off shotgun.
Oh,
yeah.
I also played Mom because I knew no one else would carry the team. So I went, ooh, they have extra lives? I'll take that.
I tended to take that card a few times where it's like, oh, I get an extra life? Sweet. We will take that.
Mm-hmm.
And I tended to take the card where, like, you got +2 health when you melee attack. Because, like I said, I like taking shit, knocking the hell out of people.
Yep. And that is you in the process.
I liked it, and then I hated it. Because I liked it because it was a good card. I hated it because the server instability made sure that I got meleeed before I meleeed an opponent so many times. And your max health goes down after you get hit so much. So it stopped being helpful. Because going in to hit them, well, it wouldn't matter because you get hit first, just because there's server lag.
I didn't notice the server lag being too bad while we were playing.
And that was even playing on my old PC.
Yeah, for me, it was worst when it was cross-playing across multiple platforms.
Could be.
I don't know why that is, specifically.
What time of day were you playing?
Kind of early morning.
Okay, so definitely wouldn't have been peak hours. Me and Todd were playing on Saturday.
About 11 to 7. But only food and bathroom breaks in between.
Yep.
That's true. It was like, Jason was like, what time we pizza? It's 5 o'clock. Then next thing you know, it was 7:30. What?
Yep, by 5 o'clock, we dug out the leftover pizza.
Yep.
That we hadn't finished at lunch. Finished that off. All right, dinner break's over. Back to work.
Back to work.
Well, like I said, your character looks like it because you are drenched in blood by the time you get halfway through a level. And it's dripping off of you, and hell, you're looking at you. It's like, who the fuck? I think that's somebody. Damn.
Yeah, I think they overdid the blood getting on you, but I think that's playing on the name, of the game.
Yeah. I didn't mind it. Like I said, if you were slaughtering that much stuff, you would be covered in goo.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, we were talking about the lieutenants. I forgot about what they call them, the sleepers or the lurchers. Or it's like half a zombie plastered to a wall. It's like the lower half of the body is mutated into something that's just hanging on the wall, and it shoots that top half of the body at you.
Yeah.
Where it tries to grapple you.
He's kind of...
Like I said, the further into you go, the more mutated out and just weird they get. Which, I'm sure a storyline will explain all that at some point.
But I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
It does not quite have the zombie movie feel that Left 4 Dead had. Because, you were literally doing scenes and shit in that. But yeah, I came out of that. I thoroughly enjoyed that one. I was like, man, the whole day just went by like boom.
Now, if I play it, it'll be on either my Xbox or the PlayStation. So,
well, I know it's got PlayStation because the dude that we were waiting on all that damn time, he was on the PlayStation, wasn't he?
Yeah, when you sign up for it, like for the early access in my case, yeah, you basically had to choose Steam, Epic Game Store, Xbox, or PlayStation for your version. And there's cross-play, so everybody's playing together.
Yeah.
We had, like we were talking about, that one player we've been complaining about, I know he was PlayStation. And I don't guess that was what was causing him to be so slow to log in, because we had been playing with other PlayStation people through the day without incident. So by the end of dealing with him, I was blaming it on PlayStation. They're PlayStation people. But that probably wasn't fair. That was probably just,
I was just going, this fucking idiot. This fucking idiot opened the door again. Jesus, I can't get, because that's it. You got that limited number of slots, and you sitting there trying to, like, if you're going to upgrade your gun, that takes time. Keep the goddamn door shut so you ain't got fucking zombies coming in the damn safe room.
Yeah, this guy takes 5 minutes to load in.
Yeah.
Walks over, grabs the first gun he sees, and then Leroy Jenkins right out the door.
Yeah. And that's literally kind of bastard in the zombie movies gets everybody killed. This fucking idiot. And I'm that dude.
No, it's very own genre.
Yeah, he was
I'll give him that. He was very own genre. Unfortunately, he was playing with Todd, who, if he could have, would have shot him in the back of the head and kept going.
Oh, good God. Yeah, I was literally going. One of the times he ran his ass off and he was swarmed. I was just standing there. I was like, fuck him. That's a good life. That's a good gaming and life lesson for your ass. Don't run off and leave the group.
I don't play a lot of online games, but what's the zombie game where you're stuck in the mall and you have a time limit and then it starts all over again?
The one where you get just the like goofy heads and all that kind of shit. Was it
Rising?
Dead Rising?
Yeah, Dead Rising. Dead Rising.
I played a little bit of the first one of those. I did not get into that one.
The first one got zany, but not as buck wild as every single one after it.
I was playing the first one because it was a free, where I got on the subscription for both things where I get free games. That was a free download. So I was playing that one day, and there was two guys that, logged in at the same time. And one guy would just, like grab a weapon and just, or object that he could fight with, and he would run off from us. And we're like, dude, stay together. You cover this direction, I'll cover that direction, and we can kill a bunch of them. Nope, he had to run. We're like, and he'd get overwhelmed. We'd just go the opposite way and just, do our thing. And at one point, the other guy had the gun, and he shot him in the leg, and it drew the horde at that dude, and we just went to the other end of the mall.
Yeah.
Don't
torpedo you on purpose unless you do a bunch of dumb shit.
Yeah, and
if you do a bunch of dumb shit, then hell, I don't give a damn. Fuck 'em. And I do like that in an actual zombie apocalypse. Hey, you want to go do some dumb shit? I'm not getting fucked up. I'm not getting somebody I care about fucked up because you ain't got good sense. Fuck you. You go live out your damn He-Man fantasy. As I was with that machete.
I've already told you one of my plans. Bob, we need you to ride on the hood of the car to help clear us a path.
Not actively trying to murder somebody. But but no, that dude, yeah, Jason went up and helped him. I was like, fuck it. This would be a good life lesson for him.
Well, my thought process was, however dumb he is, that is at least another gun firing and another target for them to jump on instead of me. So, yeah. But when he ran off ahead while you and the other guy were still, face down in the that starting crate, yeah, I didn't run off after him. I just stood at the door. Well, I'll shoot anything that runs up this way. There was, if you're familiar with Left 4 Dead and kind of the whole safe rooms, they've got that. I really like that one safe room that you get to that is the old church.
Where you have to,
and you're having to fight off the horde while you basically fortify the safe room.
Yeah, that was fun.
Oh, that's one thing that Back 4 Blood did way darker than they did in Left 4 Dead, was the safe rooms. Because the church safe room, if I'm not mistaken, is like that because it failed.
Oh yeah, there's dead bodies laying around and everything.
And then you have the safe room that is just the dude cowering.
Yeah.
Yep. He's fortified himself with tables in the corner. I didn't ask you to come in here.
Yep. You gonna let him in here?
Or the lady who had the clearly infected husband sleeping in the
No, not just infected. Infected and shot. He's dead. He's 100% dead, and she's pretending. And there's no one else in that camper, so it's pretty obvious she's the one that shot him, or he shot himself.
Yeah.
Like, it is dark.
Jason was like, pretty sure that dude's like infected or something. I'm there digging through shit. Is he dead?
Now, granted, the first time I was in that, yeah, I shot that just to make sure.
Double tap.
Noticing the first time, it was the second or third time me and Todd got through there. That's like, she keeps talking about her husband. Where is he? And then I look around and finally find him.
Well, that was my thing. She said husband. I looked and was like, there's not a potted plant in the passenger seat. Where is the other person in this safe room?
But yeah, that was the rumor. I think he's infected. He's dead. He ain't dead. Shoot his ass.
Because that's it. Is the first safe room you're in is an emptied hotel room, and when you start heading towards Edinburgh, you get the radio call where their safe house, where their town's getting overrun. As you get to the safe house, the next safe house, that lady says there's no survivors, and you hear her shoot herself.
Yeah,
like it is insanely dark. Where like Left 4 Dead was this is a terrible thing happening. But it was jokey and comedic and funny, as the characters were just saying buck wild thing.
Yeah, especially in Left 4 Dead 2 when you had the redneck.
Yeah, but like you had a sense of urgency, but like it was light. They tried to stay lighthearted. Back 4 Blood just like bludgeons you with the world is over.
Yep.
And like I don't enjoy that aspect because like I understand the world's dark, and if I read it on a wall, that's fine. I don't want to actively hear people shooting themselves. That's a step too far.
On the other hand, you got the whole relationship your team seems to have with the commanding officer. Well, you should have sent us to do this. I needed people that, would follow orders. Yeah, but you also need people that would live. So it's like you're kind of playing the A team or kind of the rogue team that, the bosses don't like, but you get stuff done, so they keep having to come use you. So that's that second little segment of the game, the last 4 levels. That's you going after a team that's probably dead.
Yeah.
At the very least, you're going to complete their mission.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we'll go ahead. I guess we should go ahead and wrap up. So I think it's pretty obvious that all of us that have tried the game really liked it. Danny, have we got you interested enough that you want to try it?
We'll pull up some videos of it and check it out, and I'll let you know. But, I mean, like I said, if I do play it, it's going to be on one of the platforms, Xbox or the PlayStation.
Yeah. I think it comes out in October?
Yeah, it comes out in October.
I guess they're going for kind of a Halloween-y release or something.
Yeah, it would fit.
Let's see here. Back 4 Blood release date. Because, I couldn't have looked this up ahead of time.
Yes, Jason, you failed your mission.
All right, October 12th. I was thinking something like the 10th, but it's October 12th. So 2 months from the day of recording this.
And you too can get into zombie killing fun. Oh, I talked about the spiked baseball bat. That is actually the least usable melee weapon.
I think the hatchet's probably the best one overall, as far as damage and speed.
Yep.
The fire axe does really good damage,
but it's slow.
Well, they're taking in account the physics of the weapon. The spiked baseball bat sounds like it would get stuck.
Yeah.
Well, I can't remember. Was it spiked or wrapped in barbed wire?
No, it's spiked. It's spiked.
Okay.
It's like a baseball bat with a fancy version of nails driven through it.
Okay. I know I was jokingly calling it Lucille through the whole thing.
But yeah, the hatchet and the machete are nice.
So anyway, all of us that tried, highly recommend it to anybody out there that's into smashing zombies. Like I said, if you love Left 4 Dead games, you're going to love this one just as much. It really just feels like the next step in that franchise. So if you've been in the early access, or by the time this gets released, the open beta, if you feel like there's something we left out that really needs to be mentioned, let us know in the comments. You can reach us on our Facebook page. You can leave us comments on the website, nerdeternal.com. You can reach us at our email address, which is the nerdeternal@gmail.com. If you'd like to help out the show, you can buy merchandise from our store that's on the site. But also, just like, subscribe, leave comments, reviews. Anything like that helps out, and we really appreciate it. But anyway, I've been your host for the day, the experience of something called Jason, and with me has been...
Blurred Dawn of the Ville, the Todd Father.
CDL113, the droid you're looking for.
And the token millennial, Tarky.
And we will see y'all next time.
Peace.